This video discusses Service Bulletin SB 912071, which covers the replacement of specific ROTAX oil filters for 912I, 912, and 914 series aircraft engines. Quality testing has shown that due to a deviation in the manufacturing process of a limited batch of oil filters, there's a possibility of cracks in the oil sealing gasket. A compromised sealing gasket could lead to oil leakage or possible oil loss, which could lead to engine stoppage. Affected oil filters have a part number of 825016 and have a production date code between 1017 and 3817. The production code shows that affected oil filters were produced between week 10 and week 38 of 2017. The production date code is stamped with black ink on the crown of the oil filter. This can be challenging to read. Use a flashlight and adjust the angle for a better view. Regardless of the part number or date code, all affected filters have a green sealing gasket. If you cannot clearly identify a filter as being affected by the color of the gasket material or by the date code, then err on the side of caution and replace the filter. Affected filters in spare parts stock must be removed and immediately marked unserviceable. Refer to section 1.1 of this bulletin for a list of engines that were supplied new with an affected oil filter installed. Engines with a serial number higher than those listed have already been inspected. They're fitted with an oil filter with a production date code which is higher than 3817, or they're fitted with an inspected oil filter which is marked with a green dot. These engines will have an entry in the supplied engine logbook and are not affected by this bulletin. New engines affected must have their oil filters replaced before the engine's first startup. If an engine's already been operated with an affected oil filter and there are any signs of oil leakage, reduced oil pressure, or unusual engine behavior, the engine filter must be replaced before the next flight. All affected oil filters must be taken out of service and replaced at the next scheduled maintenance or within the next 25 hours of engine operation, but no later than 200 days from the initial issue date of this bulletin. Follow the oil filter installation instructions in the applicable engine's line maintenance manual. Ensure that the oil pump housing is clean, especially in the area of the oil filter gasket contact. Lubricate the new oil filter with clean engine oil. Spin the oil filter on by hand until the oil filter gasket lightly makes contact with the oil pump housing. Now, tighten the oil filter by hand an additional 3/4 of a rotation or 270 degrees. Marking the filter and the oil pump housing is a convenient way to verify the proper tightness. With this simple tightening procedure, the oil filter will stay securely in place until the next scheduled oil change. Now clean up any residual oil, and with the ignition and the master power off, slowly turn the propeller by hand in the direction of normal rotation several times to fill or prime the new oil filter with engine oil. Perform an engine test run and check for any leaks, especially at the new oil filter. Then check the oil level and replenish if necessary. An entry can now be made in the engine's logbook. Contact your nearest ROTAX authorized distributor or service center for parts and availability. A list of all distributors and their service networks can be found on flyrotax.com by clicking on Services, then on Dealer Locator. You can view more videos on the official ROTAX Aircraft Engines YouTube channel, flyrotax.